I don't know if you remember, but 4 years ago, I shot this video with the Sony a7S III. And 3 years ago, I shot this video. And today, we're going to do something different because the iPhone 16 Pro Max has 4K 120 and David is here and we're going to try to make the same video that we did 4 years ago and 3 years ago, but with an iPhone. I could never, in my wildest dream, imagine that we're going to be able to shoot in 4K 120 in Apple ProRes log on an iPhone. You've already seen the video, so you know if it looks good or not. But the fun thing is that we haven't even shot the video.
But the phone has been on the market for quite some time, so we know, at least we expect, that the quality might be quite good, at least.
We did some test shots. You got to present the drink.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. We tried out a drink here in a stem glass, but we decided to go with a more robust glass with a heavy base. I believe that works quite well here with the setting. We're gonna go with an old-fashioned style drink with a rum base.
Let me show you around the settings. So we got here in the back a little bit of aperture lights for the ambience, so that we have a little bit of, ambient light and not just this big light. And then over here we have 2 aperture MC lights standing behind the flasks. What do you call them?
Bottles.
Bottles. And that gives us a little bit of a punch, especially since otherwise this would be a very dark corner. But the main light that we have right now is going to be this, which is the Aperture 300D Mark II, together with the Godox softbox. And we're going to try to keep this simple. I know that this is a very expensive light, but we could have made this way more expensive than what we have. One of the most important things when you're shooting in 4K 120 with the iPhone to maintain good image quality is to have a lot of light. So that is what we're trying to do with this video as well. And we're going to use the Blackmagic camera app to be able to shoot in Apple ProRes, log, and 4K 120. But we're going to try to stick with the 24 milliliter. Milliliter.
That's going to be the drink later.
Drink terms. Millimeter lens, and also use the 120 millimeter lens, and see what we can come up with.
Probably worth mentioning as well is the flag that we have here, because when you elaborated on the lights, you found this quite important for the right ambience here. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we got the negative fill, and this is basically a black cardboard thing that we just clamped on there so that we don't have all the fall off here in the background, because if we were to remove that, it would be way too bright in the background because we don't have grid on the softbox. So just by adding that, we remove a little bit of fall off on the background and get more nice moody feeling into the shot. Also, for a little bit of a punch light, I'm using the Nanlite Pavitube 2 6E Mark II. It's great to have because it also gives us this long light instead of this square light. And I like that. 3, 2, 1, shot. Whenever I'm shooting these B-rolls, I always use manual focus. You cannot rely on autofocus if you're trying to get a shot with a lot of movement, because you don't know where the focus point might end up. So whenever I set my focus point, I set it for the end point or the midpoint of the shot that I'm taking. And to do that on the iPhone, you basically just tap and hold where you want your focus point to be. And And the closer you get to your subject, the blurrier the background will be, no matter what camera and what lens that you use. Kastar upp den nästan.
Man skulle kunna
Tänk typ lite så här. Det kan ju vara att du tar den med andra också. Så det kan liksom bara så att man får den liksom svävande lite i luften.
En liten flare där som bara sig.
Bra.
Det var bra höjd på.
Den känns bra. And if you want to learn how to edit the way that I do, then you should definitely check out my Final Cut Pro course. Link is in the description. Head over there and check it out now. Go. One of the things that is kind of hard when you're doing these kind of videos with an iPhone is that you don't have any weight. Basically, when you're shooting, all the movements that you do with your hands is going to be translated into the phone. So if you want to join in and do these kind of movements, it's very hard to maintain the stability and also the framing because the phone is so small compared to a bigger camera. And that is why we need to do several takes on some shots. How many?
I don't know. 30?
30? 40?
Something like that.
500.
Den känns bra. Den där var bra. Den kändes grym. Bra. Kör igen. En gång till. So, David.
Yes.
Wish I could taste this.
Yeah, this is probably dead by now, a little bit diluted, but we can make another one.
Still nice rum.
It is indeed. It is.
I think you know from seeing the video, you can absolutely shoot one of these videos with an iPhone. Or at least I think you can because I'm looking at the computer right behind the cameraman right now. And it looks freaking good.
Yeah, it does, really. I mean, surprisingly good, I would say.
Coming from a phone that is a camera that you have in your pocket and being able to create something like this just on the fly. And what have we spent? Like 2 hours, two and a half?
Yeah.
Of course, we have this nice bar. We have this nice, ambient mood set here. But I think it's impressive.
I mean, if you would like to do this at home, if you have a nice big window, just turning all the other lights down, and just trying to shoot something similar. Keep your attention to details. I appreciate proper eyes, for instance. That's a detail that adds value to the whole impression, I would say. But things like that also.
And that's one of the things that, especially that I like with you. Like whenever we've been shooting, David is like, "Oh no, we need to have the right kind of ice." So this, no, it doesn't work. So then he goes and grabs some new ice. He grabs some new beverages and whatever it might be. But it's also one of those crucial things that when you're making videos and when you're taking photos, having that attention to detail is really, really important. Same thing when you're making videos and these kind of B-rolls that I've been making for, the last 5 years. Whenever I do them, I try to think of like how can we make this movement interesting and look natural on camera. It might not always be the most natural feeling when you make them. For example, we stood and just discussed how are we going to use this in the shot? Like how are we going to make this look interesting and try to find the ways to twist it and turn it and so on and so forth. Just doing the movements for the sake of doing the movements is not the way to go. What do you think?
I mean, movement is one thing, but another thing which I appreciate you doing all the time is that you want everything to be knife sharp in focus. that also adds value.
When you see these kind of videos, it's very easy to think that, oh, that's like the first take.
Yeah.
But a lot of
It's
times
not.
that's like that. No.
I mean, it takes a minute to make this drink.
Yeah.
But we spent 2.5 hours, and that is mainly because we do retakes and reshaping the movement slightly and polishing the glassware. So it's all about the details.
But it's been very fun. I mean, like,
It has been.
3 years since last time. I think that's too long.
So we are back before 2028, something like that.
Yeah, I think we're
Next year maybe
like
again.
2 years max.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. It would be interesting to hear from the audience what they would like to see as these kind of B-roll moving forward. Like, is there a certain drink that you would like us to make B-roll about or anything else?
So if you've been around on the channel for a while now, then you know that I've said plenty of times that I'm done with the B-rolls. So David right here is the only one that I make the B-rolls with from now on. It's gonna be like
Okay,
nothing
so we
else.
need inspiration in the comment section here under the video.
Drop the comments with which drinks you would like to see, and we're gonna try to make something cool with that, right? And also, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff, and give David a follow. Link is in the description. He's doing it on Swedish though, so might be hard if you're from a different country.
Take care. Hope to see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.